Welcome to another edition of the Business Spotlight, powered by Payrock, where we shine a light on the incredible people that make our community thrive. Payrock is a payment solutions provider. We work with any size business, improving their payment acceptance efficiencies while reducing their overall costs. On today's episode, we'll be talking with Marisela Gomez, a local businesswoman that owns a few businesses here in town. You might know her from El Burro Loco, which is on the east side, and an amazing Mexican restaurant. But she does a lot more than that in our community. So we're going to get into that in a few seconds. But before we get there, if you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you like and drop a comment in the comment section. If you're on Instagram, you can do the same thing. If you're on YouTube, watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe and ring that bell to get notifications. There's about 3,000 to 5,000, sometimes 7,000 unique viewers of these podcasts for every podcast that we do. So that's roughly 15,000 viewers per month, sometimes even 20,000 viewers per month, which is great. That's more than 10%, 15% of our population here in Casper. So those are great numbers, but it'd be wonderful to hear from you. So if you can drop a comment in that comment section, we know that you're out there. Let us know why you like these videos, and it encourages us to keep going. So, Marisela, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Before we get into the different businesses you're working on, tell us about your entrepreneurial life. Did you always dream of being an entrepreneur?
Yes and no. Yes and no. So, born and raised here in Casper. My parents come from Mexico. I had a little bit of wanting to get into the business lifestyle, but usually with my jobs, I really enjoyed all of my jobs that I've had that, I just I couldn't choose between one or the other until the opportunity for El Burro when it came out.
Got it. Was that your first business you opened up?
That was the first business. I dragged my family into it. I persuaded them to come in and start the business with me.
Got it. So what inspired you to actually make that step and get into business? Who inspired you, or what inspired you?
It's because my mom's a great cook.
Yeah.
Why not?
Absolutely.
Both my parents are really, really good cooks, and why not put that out to the community?
Absolutely.
Good food, yeah.
Absolutely.
Authentic Mexican food, yes.
So is it your recipes or your mom's recipes?
My mom's recipes.
So was she in the kitchen at the very beginning?
Yep. My mom was in the kitchen from day one. My dad making tortillas. We had the whole family. Even my sister was in there.
Awesome.
So, yes.
That's great. And now it's just you and your husband?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
That's great. So tell us about your first jobs you ever had. How did that affect your work ethic? Did that inspire you to do your own thing today?
Yes. A little bit of yes and no. I've always worked in oil field businesses, so that's pretty much been my life here. Is just work oil field operations, sales, a little bit of inventory management, a little bit of everything. So yes and no, but I just apply my knowledge from my previous jobs to the businesses.
So when did you open El Burro Loco?
We opened 2019 August, about mid-month.
All right,
2019. So we're 5 years. We just celebrated our 5-year.
All right, 5 years. That's right. You did the chamber was out there
Correct.
doing a ribbon cutting. That was great. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make that ribbon cutting. I do a lot of other ribbon cuttings with the chamber because I'm one of the chamber ambassadors out there, and I like supporting local businesses. But that's wonderful. 5 years.
Yes, 5 years. It's been great.
So how did you get funding to start that? A lot of people ask that question. How did you find the capital to are you renting? Did you buy it? I mean, how did you do all that?
Okay, so first, obviously we had savings. So we had, 3 different partnerships between my mom, myself, and my sister, 3 different families. Savings, everybody pretty much put our entire savings into the restaurant. We did have finance help with the actual building itself. So we're still managing that piece of it as well. It is our building, and that was pretty much the start of it. We did the business plan. We went through that. We went through the small business administrative with Cindy. Cindy, she's the one who helped with the business plan and kind of get aligned with what our costs were going to be to start the business, what we needed, and whatnot.
Okay, who's Cindy? I didn't catch
Cindy, I'm trying to think. She's with the small business administrator.
Okay, got it, with the local SBA here in town.
Yep, and she's amazing. She's been the first. She's a great guide to starting for new businesses.
Got it. Okay. So that was in 2019. So what were your initial challenges that you had to work through when you opened up that restaurant?
Oh, geez, just managing it. Just managing, because, we didn't have any experience, yes. My mom has the experience in the kitchen and everything else. Our food is great, but just down to even just running the processing machine, the taking the orders, how does the marketing works, and I mean just all the details that come with that.
Right. So the idea is one thing, but the management is obviously
administrative part of it. Yeah. Just managing everything, your deposits. I mean, it's the simple stuff that now it's like, oh, okay, your inventory, your cleaning, and it's just everything. Yeah.
Taking payment.
Exactly.
For example.
Taking payment. What do we accept? Is it just cash? Is it credit card? Who's the credit card processing?
Right. Absolutely. So how do you focus on building a solid, loyal customer base? Is it just because does the food draw, or are there other things that you do?
Oh, definitely other things. So on top of the food, obviously we have to give great quality food, consistent food. On top of that is our employees, great customer service. We pride ourselves in our customer service and our cleanliness of our place. Our place is usually very spotless, unless it's wintertime. Right. We try to keep up with it, but yes.
It's not easy.
We definitely do a great job with our cleaning part of it, both front and back end. I think it's very important when somebody goes into a restaurant and they smell it's fresh, it's clean. Well, then you know your food is good.
Right, absolutely. Definitely a sign that
right. Something to pay attention to.
Right, absolutely. So how is your role as the business owner, how has that changed over the past 5 years? Are you still involved in the day-to-day? Are you there every single day of the week?
I am not there every single day of the week. With all the other businesses we manage, I'm not there. I take more of the administrative part of it. We do have somebody helping within the restaurant. My husband helps as well. But the day-to-day, no. The administrative part of it, finances, inventory, ordering, all that stuff. Yes, I still manage that.
Cost cutting and
Yep, hourly schedules, all that stuff I take care of. Yes, that is correct.
So how did you learn all of the other things? Obviously, you knew how to cook, and your mom knew how to cook. How did you learn all of the other aspects to running a business?
So, the inventory within my job, managing people within my jobs. I've had supervisor roles. So that kind of came with it. And then just the rest of it, go learn as you go.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
and then obviously having definitely good mentors and within business, know who to contact. You're not going to know everything. So you're going to want to have those contacts to reach out to, and they might not know, but they might know somebody who can help you.
That's true. Yeah, it takes a village, as they say. It's just you can't do it all by yourself. Nope. You have to lean on people that obviously are experts. So, what are the different people? You don't have to tell me who they are, but what areas do you rely on help for or mentorship for?
Oh, so for sure, finance, banks, local banks that we deal with, definitely finance, the SBA, the small business, like I mentioned earlier, and just definitely other mentors that I've had in my life, whether it's work related or they own their businesses themselves, what challenges they've seen and what they see for future.
So you have a lot of different mentors in this and to help you run your business on the day-to-day. So do you find yourself reaching out to those people on a weekly basis?
Definitely weekly basis. There are other people that, let's schedule a weekly meeting just to kind of go through our hiccups or, any issues or just ideas. What are you doing for delivery options? What are you doing for gift cards? Stuff like that.
And so I guess you're going to talk to the Chamber about the Chamber Bucks because it's a gift card off. So shout out to the Chamber and their Chamber Bucks program that's coming out. You'll hear about that on the podcast in probably next week or the week after that. So if you can attribute your success at El Burro Loco to one thing, what would it be?
Our team.
Your team?
Our team. Definitely our team that we have there, all our employees that we have there. Without them, I mean, it's not going to be able to run itself. So definitely our team.
Have your employees been there a while?
We've had them 3+ years.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm. Wow. So you don't deal with turnover as much.
We definitely have as well in the front as well as the back. But we do have those employees that have been there for a while.
Right, because that is one of the most difficult parts of running a business is finding reliable employees, and then finding that team is obviously extremely important. Finding the people that can work and be reliable, and also accept the wages that you're offering them. How do you balance all of that?
We try to go within the market, right? try to be comparable to other places. We definitely don't underpay, I guess you would say, but definitely right within everybody else's.
Because something you notice when you go into a lot of the fast food restaurants is that you don't always see the same employees behind the counter all the time. There's a lot of turnover.
Yes.
And it's true that when I go into El Burro Loco, it's the same
Correct.
same people every time.
And ours is a little bit different too, because we do have in the front of the house, we do have to have Spanish speaking people, because a lot of our customers are Hispanic that come in, especially like in the summertime, the construction workers.
Right.
So we do have people that are bilingual.
Right. So how do you foster those strong environments, a great team environment? How do you do that concretely? How do you make sure your team is reflecting what you want them to reflect?
So definitely weekly meetings, monthly meetings, what we can improve on, what they're doing great on, and just kind of emphasize that part that we work as a team. It's not one person's job.
All right.
It's everybody's team as a team.
You also do other things besides El Burro Loco. That's one of your success stories, obviously. But there are other things that you're involved with here in Casper. Can you talk about your other businesses that you have?
Yeah, so we have Express Solutions, which is La Tiendita Mexicana. It's like a little Mexican grocery store. We have various products from different regions of Latin America. And we also offer check cashing, money transfers, like similar to MoneyGram services as well. And just a lot of other little services that Hispanic community might be looking for as far as like applications. Just a little bit of everything.
Got it. So when did you open up Express Solutions?
We opened that up probably about 5 months after El Burro, shortly after. I think it was like February 2020.
Okay, so almost 5 years, or 5 years as well.
We will be, 5
right.
years. Yes, already.
So, because I think you also offer tax services, tax preparation services.
That is correct. I have a tax office, a tax business as well. We offer tax preparation services as well as bookkeeping for small businesses.
All right. So is that through Express Solutions as well?
No, it's LNA taxes.
All right. So it's another business. So Express Solutions.
Yes.
And then, so what led you to diversify? Was the restaurant not good enough for you?
No, the restaurant's great. The restaurant's great. I haven't mentioned our roofing company that we have as well.
All right. Okay.
No, it's great. So my husband manages the roofing portion of it. And yeah, we do a little bit of everything. So why? Maybe we're just crazy? No. No.
You have more time in your day than everybody else, because everyone else has 24 hours. You must have 26 or 27.
I wish we had more hours. That I do wish. I say that every day. No, it's not just that. We love what we do. We really do love what we do. There's not one thing that you would say, okay, well, can you just choose one that you love more than the other? No, I think it's just part of the being and part of the business world, administrating businesses and meeting those goals, making them great.
Right. So how do you balance? You have a young family as well. You mentioned a few weeks ago that you had another child.
We just had a baby.
Congratulations. So how do you manage everything? Because you have obviously a young family to manage.
Yes.
You have El Burro Loco, and you're so busy. How do you do that?
Definitely multitask, organize my day, my week, and I have such a great support team at home. My mom's even getting involved and she's helping administrate some of the businesses as well. And my husband. So great team.
He's a great support. That's great. And he has his own business as well.
Exactly.
So there's the roofing business, there's the tax preparation business, there's Express Solutions. And so I also heard that you also help create businesses, help them establish their business. That is correct. So is that through the tax preparation side?
That is correct. Okay. Yes. Right. A lot of Latin community, they'll reach out to me to help them start their own businesses. We've done a restaurant before, from the beginning, kind of giving them the hiccups, what we went through, helping them kind of guide them through the right people, right connections, banking and whatnot. But yeah.
Okay. So do you have any other plans for expansion or more growth on the horizon? Because you're into a lot of things. Are there ideas in the back of your mind that you're working on that you might be a new business here in the next 6 months or a
There's
year?
definitely ideas going on.
So,
Definitely ideas going on. More to come.
got it. So nothing official.
Nothing
So.
official. No.
Got it. Okay. So in all of those success stories, because there's quite a few, there's also every entrepreneur, every business person goes through challenges as well. And so you have had one of those challenges recently that I'm aware of, at least. Talk to us about that challenge. It was a coffee shop that you purchased was it last year or 2 years ago?
Yep. So it's probably about 2 years ago. Mocha. So we started over in that on the west side, I guess, close to NC. Close to NC.
On West Collins, right?
Yep. We opened up the coffee shop there. It was new to us, completely new, completely different than a restaurant, right? Because it's a whole new world within coffee. And we were like, okay, it's going to be great. It's going to be right next to the high school. And it was great. It was a great opportunity. I just think that we had so much on our plate during that time. I was pregnant, and it's just, we had so much on our plate, and we just didn't have enough time to manage it.
So what was the idea? Why did you think that another
Coffee shop
in Casper? Because there's only two of them in Casper?
Right. So before the other coffee shop that opened up like a block away from there, before that coffee shop opened, we were the only one right around there. So we're like, all right, we got the kids coming in here in the morning for their Red Bulls, their espressos. Right. Yeah. So we thought it was great. And then definitely in the afternoons, we had a couple of weekends where we did like a teen night, where they would come in, get the teens in there, from the school and whatnot, have
and play
coffee
games.
and play games.
Right,
Exactly,
board
games.
Yeah. That was great ideas.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it wasn't your typical run of the mill coffee shop. You tried to do something unique,
a little different,
which was great.
Yep,
which was great. So when did you start feeling the challenges? Was it right away that you feel like this is not what you expected?
I would say probably about 6 months into it.
6 months.
Probably about 6 months into it.
So gave it 6 months.
Yeah,
okay.
probably about 6, yeah.
Because it's probably the balance of whenever you start a new business, you do have that resistance. You have those challenges.
You need to be there.
Those challenges, but then after 6 months, then you had
right. And you definitely need to be focused 100% into that business. It's not just part-time or whatnot, especially something new. Starting at scratch from the ground, you have to be focused from inventory, from sales, from marketing, everything. Employees.
Right. So you had that business open for 6 months? Or was it longer than that?
A little bit longer than that. Yeah.
So what was like the straw that broke the camel's back? What made you lead to say, hey, we gotta pull the plug?
Because if I'm not going to be able to dedicate 100% of my time to it, there's no point in trying to make something or force something to work, I guess, if that makes sense.
Right. So
I needed to be able to, if it was going to be me, my husband, or somebody was going to have to dedicate 100% time to there. And at that time, we didn't have the person or manager that we needed to.
Right. So if you can't give 100% of your time to this business, you probably shouldn't get into it. That's the conclusion.
Yes.
The conclusion is one of the things, the learning points was you have to give 100%.
Exactly.
So
that's with everything. Finance, it's not just you're in there, you're the boss and whatnot, but you have to know the ins and out of your business.
Right. Do you have any regrets from that season?
Absolutely not. No, it's a learning experience.
Absolutely. Yeah. For sure. I think
take on what you can at the right times, definitely.
Right.
And have the right people to manage it if you're looking to expand.
And also probably know when to get out as well.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. If it's just not working out, whether it's finances, whether it's employees, whether it's just just not dedicating the time that it needs, then definitely know when to get out.
Right. And so for you, that was about a year or a little less than a year?
A little less than a year.
Right. Which is still quite a bit, it's a lot of rent payments. It's a lot of, inventory to pay. So it's, you have to give it a go. You have to try.
Exactly.
You have to, and then.
And, they say usually businesses don't run after, it's about 3 years it takes for them to actually, start profiting. So.
Right. Which is the case for El Burro Loco and all the other ones. How long has the roofing company been around?
We've been in business for about 2 years.
2 years. So you have one more year and then you're.
I think we're doing great.
You're doing good?
We're doing
that's
great.
Good. So, let's talk about advice in general for young entrepreneurs. There's a lot of people that watch these podcasts that are looking for advice. That are watching these other business owners in our community. The challenges they've gone through. What would you say to a young entrepreneur that's just starting out? What advice would you give them if they're considering getting into business?
Do the business plan. Do the business plan, because that gets you to open up to actually look at stuff that you weren't thinking about. I think that a lot of entrepreneurs, whether they're young or older, they get in and they think, oh, it's just a business. We're going to run a business and I'm going to be the boss. I don't have to work for anybody. It's going to be a lot less hours. No. It's completely opposite. It's going to be more hours.
Right.
It's going to be you taking care of everything. So if your employees don't take care of a certain thing, it's going to be on you, because it's your responsibility. Now this is your business. You have to make sure that it's profitable.
Right. You can't call anybody in.
There's no about calling anybody in, or you can't call in yourself and say, I'm sick for the day. No,
Right.
there is no sick days when you have businesses.
There's no one coming to save you.
There is nobody. No.
I heard it's running your own business is one of those things where it's the only job that you're longing to do when you're working a 9-to-5 job, only to work 50 or 60 hours or 70 hours a week.
That's exactly right. So you can imagine multiple businesses. I mean,
Yeah. When do you sleep? When do you?
There is no weekends for you.
So what about passion and perseverance? Or do you think that you should always look for a job or a business to create that you're passionate about?
Yes and no. I mean, it depends. So if I'm trying to think, cooking. Okay, Burro is a really great example, and cooking is not my thing. It really is.
But
not.
you know how.
I know how.
But.
Yes, but you have my mom. My
Right.
mom is amazing, and she's amazing at teaching. The employees. She's got this great recipe, and that's what we've been following. My side more is the administrating part of it, the business side. That's what my passion is, to administrate different businesses.
So you need to find your passion. That's the key for entrepreneurs, is to find what they're passionate about. So it doesn't have to be the product or the service, but
that's exactly right.
There. So and perseverance. We talked about perseverance. You work with the coffee shop for almost a year. You can't give up after a month. If you're not getting any sales and you're only paying wages, you have to keep going.
You have to keep going. You have to try different avenues. If one thing doesn't work, try something else out.
Right, and it goes back to the business plan. You have to imagine the worst and expect the worst and prepare for the best.
And make sure you have enough finances, obviously, for multiple months, maybe even a year.
Right, to pay those wages, even if if your revenue is not covering the expenses.
Yep.
So, how would you recommend young entrepreneurs to develop those relationships with either other people in the industry or suppliers, things like that? How would you advise them in terms of networking? What do you do that's been helpful for you?
I would say all of it, because say if you have an entrepreneur that wants to get into the restaurant business, okay, what challenges did you face? Interview other businesses, and sometimes other business might not want to, give the information, but there's others that will, tell you those challenges, what they've gone through,
right.
Just tell you how it is. And definitely different vendors, interview them, go through them, which one's the best for your product.
Right.
If it's a restaurant you're talking about,
right.
But yeah.
And I would find that people here in Casper they do share. They are open book. If you talk to business owners here, and I've had several on the podcast that share about their challenges as well as their successes, they are open about it because challenges and some people would classify those as failures. I consider them, learning experiences.
Exactly.
People share those things because they know that it's a part of the package. It's part and parcel.
It's not perfect.
Nothing is. Yeah.
No. And that's what entrepreneurs need to know, that, the ones that are starting to get into these businesses. It's not perfect. It's going to take you a couple of tries, multiple tries to get it right.
So you talked about mentorships and mentors. So would you find mentors in like as many different fields as possible, or would you focus on just a handful of mentors? Is there such a thing as too many people speaking into your life about a business project?
Absolutely. It's you just find those one, couple of people, handful of people, whether it's they run the same business that you're trying to get into, or just overall, just a good mentor to speak to you about businesses, or maybe it's just not business, it's just how to handle stress, how to handle multitasking, how to handle all those aspects within, your lifestyle that you have going on. So it's not just within businesses. Because
I'd imagine too many voices could be hard to manage.
Definitely, because, you might have one person saying, well, do this, and then the other person saying, do that, and it can get a little confusing.
Right.
And then really, are you really getting the information you need?
Right.
to make the right decision.
And preparation is obviously probably key. Getting that business plan, like you mentioned, done beforehand before you launch, and not try to figure things out. On one hand, you have to be flexible and learn as you go, and on the other hand, you do have to be prepared.
Right.
Preparedness is obviously a huge part of the equation.
Exactly.
So.
Yep.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me
on this podcast. If you could say one thing to the community in Casper about your businesses, about entrepreneurship in general, what would you say to them?
Estamos aquí para ayudarles en lo que podemos, en todos los negocios que quieran emprender, contáctanos.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.
And thank you for joining us on this podcast today. We'll see you in a couple weeks with another one.